Hi everyone, and thanks for watching today's General Hospital recap. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps. Real fast, I just have a few things to say before we start. One, I'm so sorry it's 2 in the morning and I'm just filming this. I haven't been able to focus for more than 5 minutes at a time, and it's just, something has just happened on my personal Facebook that is very disturbing to me for personal reasons. It's really not even political, it's very personal. But I'm okay. If you hear voice or upset, it's because of that. It's not, I'm doing a little bit better today. And I also want to thank you for being so supportive of yesterday. I've watched the video a few times. I know it wasn't the easiest to watch. Misha made it better. And I just want to thank you for all your support and your patience. And I will be better. I am healing. I am being productive in my thoughts. I am channeling my passion to ways to help and to do good. And I urge you all to talk or email your elected officials, both state and federally. Honestly, not just if you're on this side or that side, everyone should be doing that. We should all be more politically active because our representatives will fight for us when they know they have passionate constituents to fight for and what their constituents want. So I urge you to do that. Really take this opportunity to be more civically minded and more active. You know, it's what I'm doing. I was always active, but I'm taking it to another level and maybe being more consistent in being active. But okay, I think that's all I'm going to say about that. Again, thank you all. So let's get to today's General Hospital recap. It is the morning after yesterday, so we are fresh new day, which feels good. At Alexis's house, Sam comes over. She's been calling. She asks about Daddy and the cookie mishap. So Sam asks questions and Alexis is like, oh, it's fine, don't worry about it. And Sam's like, oh, can I borrow the computer real fast? And, you know, she needs to e-sign a permission slip, and Alexis still has the drinking problem page up. So she's kind of in a little bit of a, but Christina comes in and Alexis is able to sneak on over and delete her history and all that, so no one will see it. So Sam tells Christina that her and Jason don't blame Sunny. Sam comes back in from starting at Danny Ready, and she wants to talk about the cookie incident again, and Christina has since left. Danny says that Alexis fell asleep, and she's like, oh yeah, we were watching a kid's movie and I dozed off. And she's like, yeah, but he also said that he shook your arm and you didn't wake up. And she asks her if she was drinking while watching Danny. And she can, like, Alexis can see, like, Sam is, like, no good will come of saying yes to that question. So Alexis says, no, Laura stopped by and she drank the wine because I had to tell her some horrendous news. And then she tells her Valentine does have claim to the Castellana estate, and pivot. See, this is why Alexis is such a successful lawyer. I mean, that pivot was just spectacular. So Sam low-key asks again, though, and Alexis denies it, but a little defensively this time. And trust me, I know about defensive right now. Sam is like, oh, you know, I know you wouldn't break your promise. And I was like, I really can't judge Alexis right now because I broke my own promise to myself when it comes to alcohol. But Alexis says she's just overwhelmed, and Sam says that, oh, she can talk to her and they should concentrate on studying CARLY today. And I was like, this is going to lead up to no good, but this should be Alexis's wake-up call. And if she doesn't take this experience with Danny and the smoke and the fire in the oven, she doesn't take this and move on from it, if she just continues down that path, then I will have more of an issue. At Casa Corinthos, Sunny tells Morgan, or the picture of Morgan, that he's gonna make it right. And Nelle comes over and picks up some dresses for CARLY because CARLY doesn't have anything to wear to it. But, you know, Nelle also asks, oh, if you need to talk or whatever, and Sunny doesn't want to talk. He doesn't want, he's actually a little bit more sharp with her than he's ever been. So Nelle tells Sunny that JAX is in town and stayed at the house with CARLY. And obviously Sunny isn't thrilled about that. But I just think it's interesting that Nelle decided to bring it up after Sunny said he didn't exactly want to talk to her. I'm seeing more in her motives now. Like, it's not just all this like, oh, let me help you, let me help you. Like, she wants in, and she's, a little bit at a time, velociraptoring her way in. So she says that he shouldn't leave town, and he thinks he's doing Carly a favor, and she hopes he reconsiders. So Nell's ready to leave. Sunny has nothing she can do, and she says she hopes he can find peace wherever he goes, and he gives her the letter to give to Carly after the funeral. Remember that for a hot second. So then Christina visits Sunny. He says he has a way to honor Morgan, and he wants her to find peace. He wants her to be the very best person she can be, find love and happiness, and live her best life. And she's like, why does it sound like you're saying goodbye? And he's like, no, just everything in light of Morgan. And he says, she doesn't have to defend him to people. Just know he loves her. And she's still getting that goodbye vibe. And he says it's just that he didn't tell Morgan enough, so he's trying to, do that more. Which I don't, that's true. But it's just not the whole truth. Oh, by the way, I'm so glad they brought Lexi Ainsworth back. I really am. I know at the time I wasn't always super happy with her, but I think that was just because of my age and because of, who I kind of was at that time. But I really love her. I really do. And I wish I could go back and watch her work that I wasn't maybe so... No, I liked all her storylines. I don't know, there was something about that Christina. But you know what? Looking back, I think I love her looking back, basically. So Sunny, after Christina leaves, he takes his gun out of the box and tucks it into his pants, or however you do it, where you tuck it. Do you guys, have a holster? Y'all are going around tucking guns in the back of your pants, right? But seriously... Didn't that guy, he had it, shot his foot or whatever because he was wearing the sweatpants in the club or something? I don't know. Something happened. But, what's going on? When guys would, put the whatever, in that inside pocket in jackets, I never realized there was a pocket there. I thought it was just, you put it in your shirt. Sorry. See, it's 2, this is why I shouldn't film these at 2 in the morning. I can't stay on topic. So at Carly's, Jax is there and he wakes her up. He makes her coffee. Well, Nelle made the coffee, but he, made it how she likes it. And he fills her in on everyone's movements, where everyone is. Bobby, they're at Jocelyn are at the church already. So she thanks him for staying with her. And he says that it was nice to... No, she says it was nice to talk to someone who loved Morgan like a son. And he's like, what about Sunny? And she only sees both of their poor choices, to be quite honest with you. It's not just him. And he says none of it's on her. None of it. So she loves Sunny, and part of her wants to reach out to him. But she can't get sucked back in. And she's sorry she didn't listen to Jax. And he says she doesn't owe him an apology. And she says she owes Morgan an apology. So he reminds her of Thanksgiving, Morgan not wanting them to fight. He sabotaged both cars. He knew they belonged together. And I was like, I don't think I would mind. He's the face of, morality after he probably had something to do with Nelle. But anyway, Nelle comes up. I don't know, Carly Jax reunion? What do you think of that? I mean, I don't hate it, but I don't love it. But I'm not indifferent. I can't, So Nelle comes in. Carly tells him they're putting Morgan's favorite things in the casket. Then Nelle comes in while they're hugging again, and now Jax and Nelle have some alone time because Carly's going to go get ready. So he thanks her for helping Carly and Jocelyn, and he asks her a delicate question that she doesn't have to answer. And I'm like, I wonder what this could be about. Does she remember at all the circumstances surrounding her kidney surgery? Which is a super sketch question to ask someone after you've settled that fact already. Why you asking? Why you care, Jax? I like this, someone, I had brought up the possibility of maybe, her being Jax's daughter, but someone, oh my god, who are you? I don't know, said possibly she's Jerry Jax's daughter, and I love that even more, to be quite honest with you, because, but I can't imagine Jerry Jax letting someone do that to their daughter. That's the only thing, to his daughter, but that's the only thing, but otherwise, I love it, Anyway, so now, it says she was really young, she remembers the car ride, the smell of the room, the machines, and that she was scared, and he says he's trying to see why her parents would put her through that. And she says her dad couldn't hold down a job. He wasn't a good dad like he is with Jocelyn. And so this father that supposedly wrote that note about her owing him, is it possible that he sent her there to con Carly and Sonny out of money? Because they're obviously wealthy people. And is that what she owes him? Does she owe him money? Or is he manipulating her to make her think she owes him? Like, I don't know. There's something there. And I love it. At General Hospital, feels so good to say still, Elizabeth got no sleep. I feel ya. Actually, I slept almost 12 hours yesterday, so I'm feeling kind of good. But now it's 2:10 in the morning. Well, I'm feeling as good as you can these days. So Franco asks how she is, and she's that her statement was very powerful, but he didn't stay that night. So she wants to talk about last night. He says it's all okay. He hopes she's comfortable with him, and he doesn't know how she's managing. So she talks about how Lucky saved her, and then after Lucky left, how Jason saved her. And I was like, you know, you shouldn't have said that, right? Like, you know, the person who's insanely jealous of Jason, who's already shown to be jealous and territorial, like, you're gonna say Jason saved you. But, yeah, we'll get back to that in a hot second. So Brad comes over, and he's super angry, and Franco has kind of walked away, and he's venting about Finn to Elizabeth, and she thinks, after all he said, that he might be an addict. Finn, not Brad. So he has things from the lab to test, and he marches off to do that. So Franco's talking to himself about how could Jason make Elizabeth feel safe? You know, he kills people for a living. And then Franco tells Ulbrich all of Elizabeth's business, like with the rape and the parole and everything. And I was like, who are you to tell her that? Like, that is not yours to tell. And if Elizabeth finds out that he told Ulbrich, I feel like there's going to be an issue there. I've had that issue before with someone I was in a relationship telling my business to someone else who had no business knowing it. And should have broke up with them then, didn't. And well, it was good for the most part, but I was just like, I was mad. Sorry. But he also seems to have forgot the context. She said Jason made her feel safe, that it was at this certain time in her life with certain variables. Like, she didn't say, oh yes, and up to this day, I saw him 5 minutes ago, he just makes me feel safe, and he's the only one who could. She didn't say that, but that's what he heard. So he's thinking of what he did to Sam and the illusion he perpetrated on her, and Elizabeth has those same feelings. He's drawing a parallel, and he's saying, you know, what I did is just as bad. Even if it didn't actually happen, it made her have those same feelings, which is just as bad. So, I mean, credit where credit is due. You weren't as much as a jerk as you could have been. Like, I mean, you know, you can't really give a lot of credit to that because of the circumstances. Like, you did that, but I guess you're seeing you did that, and you acknowledge it was a bad thing, so... So Franco feels Elizabeth is finally accepting him, but with this pain with Baker, that's the guy's name, you know, it's bringing up all this pain, and he can make sure that Elizabeth never hurts again. And I was like, that sounds ominous. So Brad knows Zen was in the beaker. It's a beaker, guys. I was kind of right. I doubted myself. And he thinks that Finn is self-medicating, and he could be fired for this. And Oprah comes over, and of course she hears it, and she wants Finn gone, still, apparently. I don't know what to tell you. At Windermere, Finn comes over looking for Hayden, and she's still passed out in the other room. So Laura says she hasn't seen her, she wasn't in her room this morning, and Hayden kind of hears them, wakes herself up, and... so now she's awake, and they walk into the room, and she's just standing there looking like a mess. So, but even when she looks like a mess, she still looks really good. I'm sorry, if I passed out on the floor all night, like her hair, my hair, I mean, this is washed, freshly washed, didn't sleep on a floor hair. Like, this is what this looks like, okay? Like, I don't know. Yeah. So she pretends she's okay. He says they need to test her. She says she's fine. And Laura says she should get tested, and she still refuses. So Laura wants to know what's going on, and Finn notices she's wearing the same clothes, and she said she was out. And he's like, no, I'm pretty sure you passed out in this room. And he wants to check her out, but like in a medical way. And in a personal way, probably. So she finally agrees, but only if he'll leave afterwards. But then she collapses into him. So, I mean, good luck with that now. So he's reasonably sure she's infected, and he's going to take care of her and cure her. And I'm like, I kind of love this. I kind of really love this. Like, a lot. Like, a real lot. So Hayden's getting worse fast. Even Laura's helping. Finn thinks she may be in sepsis, and it is life-threatening. So now end scene. Franco asks Liz what Brad was so upset about, and she's like, you know what? I don't really want to get into it, not because I don't trust you, but just because I kind of want to stay out of other people's business. And Pentonville calls, and turns out the parole board did parole him. So we are in for a rocky ride with Elizabeth. Obrecht calls Monica and cries wolf. But she has proof this time, like he had proof the other time with the syringe, that Finn has an illegal drug in his possession. And I was like, I can't. Like, this, she's made her, you know what? I don't think Monica's even going to listen to this. Like, honestly, even with Brad's input, just because, and Obrecht shouldn't be doing this, at least not this soon, because she knows she's on thin ice with Monica, and she's this close to being like a legitimate doctor again working on patients. So, for someone who is smart as she is, this is not a good move. Hayden is showing signs of sepsis now, like it's really bad, and I don't love that. I don't love that she's sick. I just love this connection they somehow have, but I want them both to get better. Alexis is eyeing the wine. Sam comes to get her, and Alexis says, as they head off to the funeral, Alexis says, I'm as ready as I'm gonna, because Sam goes, are you ready? And she goes, I'm as ready as I'm gonna be for a funeral for a young man that shouldn't have died. And like, that doesn't feel like a throwaway line to me. That line feels like it means something, especially in the context of what we saw before. And like, I know she's drinking because of what happened with Julian, but it's kind of escalated since Morgan died. And could that be because she was somehow involved? I'm still on that, and that's still at least my leading theory, that Alexis was somehow involved. She was trying to make up for what she did at the trial because she thinks it's on her, and it backfired because it's looking like they're going to clear Sunny of this. So that's looking like an even more of a possibility. We're almost done, I promise. So Nell looks at the CARLY letter, and she says, I don't know what Sunny wrote in this letter, but your life is about to go from bad to worse. And not in a sympathetic way, and almost with a smile on her face. What is happening? So, I mean, could she really secretly hate CARLY? And is CARLY a target to her? And I don't know, could Nell be involved with Morgan dying? Like, I don't know. There are so many unanswered questions. Christina and Sunny are already at the church. CARLY and JAX walks in. So then Christina approaches CARLY, and she's upset CARLY strolled in with JAX and confronts her about it. And then JAX tells Sunny he enjoyed being Morgan's stepdad and will miss him a lot. Girls, what are you doing? Don't do this. And he'll miss him a lot. And then they hug. Well, they do like the one arm kind of like hug. And I'm pretty sure hell froze over with that happening. Girls, what are you doing? And I think that's all I have, but I exited out too soon. Yep, that's all I got. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you tomorrow on time, if I can hold focus for more than 5 minutes, because I surprisingly have off tomorrow. So I will see you then, and I hope you have a great day, night, whenever you're watching this. Bye!